What is up, Earth's mightiest subscribers? It's Ernie, Blerd without fear. Welcome back to the channel. Okay, so in today's video, we are going to be talking about Immortal Hulk, Volume 6. We believe in Bruce Banner, which encompasses issues of Immortal Hulk number 26 through 30 by Al Ewing and Joe Bennett. In this video, we are going to discuss how the Immortal One is going to use General Fordian's shadow base and his $1.2 billion black budget to take on the 1%, and how the CEO of Roxxon plays into this, and more importantly, how this all ties in to everything that's happening in the real world right now. We're gonna talk about all that and more right now, but first, let's hit that intro.
Word to wise, grass only greener when it's fertilized. Gave them truth in these songs, they prefer to lies. Destiny beautiful, adrift in her purple eyes. You can't see me, you Stevie, wondering how I reach more evolutions than Evie and make it look easy.
Before we get started, if you want to see more awesome comic book videos like this one, it only takes 2 clicks to become one of Earth's mightiest subscribers. Click.
Okay, so now that the Immortal Hulk has taken over Shadow Base from General Fordian, he has everything he needs to end the human world. But what does that mean? Well, for one, the media doesn't understand it. They think he wants to play the biggest game of kill all humans that ever existed. That's not the case. We who have been keeping up with the Immortal Hulk, we know that that's not what he wants. He wants to end the human world by ending all of the things that have destroyed the Earth. He wants to get rid of pollution, ignoring climate change, the rich getting rich while the poor keep getting poorer, political corruption, corporate greed, and more specifically, Roxxon. He's outing them publicly as Bruce Banner, making it known to the world if they ever had any doubt, 2 things are true. Hulk is alive and the government is shady AF. He reveals his $1.2 billion black budget that originally belonged to General Fordian, a budget that could have easily gone towards fixing the problems with education, incurable diseases, homelessness, income inequality, climate change, but no, they used it to hunt the Hulk. And even if they didn't, it wouldn't have gone to those other things. They would have used it for more warmongering. And now, Banner is here to put it to good use. Sure, some of Fordian's monitors and all of his military forces, the ones that survived at least, ran off to Orcus or any other similarly outfitted off-the-books operation. Sure, but the scientists stayed. Dr. McGowan stayed. Sure, they were originally meant to oversee, dissect, and test the Hulk, but now that's not necessary. He's always there, so they can monitor him just the same without having to do anything to him. Not only that, but McGowan believes Banner is right. The human world needs to end. And others are believing it too. Or is it all just spin by a corporation that is clearly an analog for Fox News? You see, right now, Rox News, the Fox News equivalent in the Marvel Universe, is outing Dr. McGowan's criminal record, spreading Senator Jeffrey Patrick's anti-superhero rhetoric. And don't forget, this is the same politician who outlawed teenage superheroes in Outlawed #1. They're pushing shock jocks and political opinion pundits to spread dissent about the Hulk and his intentions, showing young Americans suiting up in Hulk masks and green hoodies and their employing of Antifa-like tactics. It's all to paint Banner in a negative light, not unlike the way the media, Fox News more specifically, tried to paint Bernie Sanders in a negative light by claiming his supporters are bullies and bad people, and yet say nothing of Trump supporters who send bombs to politicians' homes and chanted Jews will not replace us in the streets. But of course, we're all more worried about people getting pelted with milkshakes. People who don't have any clear connection to Bernie Sanders at all. At the end of the day, Banner knows what must be done. The corrupt system must go, as he tells Amadeus Cho. He can't build what will help save the future, but he can most certainly break the wall! Break down the wall! Amadeus isn't against what Bruce is trying to do, but just like the opposition that Bernie faces in the real world, so too does Banner. But one thing's for sure, from one angry middle-aged white man to another, Namor has given him the right idea. Pick a target who is profiting off the innocent, reaping the benefits of a corrupt corporate infrastructure, the absolute 1%. Roxxon, a company who unabashedly threw their lot in with Malekith during the War of the Realms, openly waging war against humanity, high treason in broad daylight for all to see by any definition. And somehow, Roxxon didn't pay the price. Yeah, sure, people boycotted them, people wrote blogs and news articles, opinion pieces, but nothing came of it. They were too powerful, and more importantly, they own everything. And at the heart of Roxxon is its CEO. A man I have a suspicion will be seen played by Christian Bale in the MCU's next Thor movie, Thor: Love and Thunder. Darrio Agger. Dario, once a man, now a Minotaur shapeshifter, after praying before a bull statue in a hidden cave after the death of his parents at the hands of pirates, well, he's rich, he's sophisticated, mercurial, and most importantly, dangerous. He kills and maims his employees without warning and without care. He revealed to the world he's actually not human, but in fact a Minotaur, and nothing happened. Stocks didn't fall, they rose. A clear metaphor for revealing the fact that you're a monster to the world and people don't care. They only care about what you can give them. He's the type of guy who changed Roxxon's agenda from defeating climate change to the exact opposite. Not because he didn't believe it was true, he knows it's true and he has the evidence to back it up. He also knows that it's coming sooner than anyone thinks, yet he allows people to think that all the studies that are out there about it being 12 to 13 years away is true. He changed his mind on fixing the problem because there was no money in it. Weapons, super soldiers, bought and paid for politicians. This is the way of the future as far as he sees it, at least in terms of profitability. Make as much money as you can before the world ends, because after humanity is gone, he'll be in Alfheim riding out the wave, long before the devil knows the rest of us are dead. He's given Thor trouble in the past, but he's prepared for a confrontation with the Immortal One, or at least so he thought. You see, originally, Agger did propose to take up the fight against the Hulk in the past, using Roxxon's resources and government funding. Now, he even admits that they would have taken the funding and not bothered trying to go after the Hulk, because in the past, the Hulk was something he knew he couldn't defeat. But he was more than happy to take the government's money and, build a few things here or there, pretend to put some things together there, and just say, hey, we tried our best, and meanwhile, pocket billions of dollars in taxpayers' money. But now the Hulk is going after his bag, so now the Hulk has become his #1 priority. And the reason why is because Hulk begins using General Fordian's translocation tactic to run guerrilla tactics against Dario's hidden Roxxon assets. More specifically, Roxxon West. And this is because he has made a promise to humanity. He has promised that if there are no meaningful consequences for those who have used their power and their money to engineer and profit from disaster, then he will create some. He is going to declare war against one of its biggest offenders, and that is Roxxon, and by proxy, Darrio Agger. More specifically, what's hidden inside Roxxon West. And even though it's protected by his Berserker unit soldiers genetically augmented to become monsters capable of fighting the Hulk, they were ready for a Hulk, but not an immortal one. A Hulk powered by the Devil Hulk persona. Not only that, but he's hitting Dario where it hurts the most. He's not just taking out Roxxon West in general. He's destroying what they're protecting. A server farm that houses all the personal data and information and resources that powers Marvel's own versions of YouTube, Facebook, Tumblr, and every other forum-style website on the net. Everything Roxxon uses to twist and manipulate the public narrative on the internet, Roxxon West is that. And it's been properly smashed to hell and back. This is hitting Roxxon where it hurts, and worse yet, not only did he hurt Roxxon, he did it in daylight. The time that is Banner's time, not his. Sure, it was overcast and raining, so it makes it debatable whether or not the Immortal Hulk is as powerful during the daytime as he is at night, but it's making Dario, who knows how the Immortal Hulk's day-night cycle works, pause. He needs a new plan. Something that can take down a being who is unkillable. And the only way to stop a monster of the Immortal Hulk's magnitude is to go to Monster Isle and find a bigger monster. Dario recruits and translocates 4 enormous kaiju-like monsters into Phoenix, Arizona. One of which is right outside Jackie McGee's office, each of which is named after an icon, whether it be literature or film. Harryhausen, named after Ray Harryhausen, creator of Dynamation, the techniques you'd see in movies like Clash of the Titans to make characters like the Kraken, Calabas, and Medusa come to life. Also want to point out that Harryhausen looks eerily like an Ebersisk from Willow, but with 3 heads as opposed to 2. O'Brien, which if I'm taking a wild guess is an homage to the writer of Rocky Horror Picture Show, Richard O'Brien, something the Immortal Hulk has referenced in the past. Lovecraft should be obvious, it's racist-ass H.P. Lovecraft of Cthulhu fame. And last but not least, Bradbury, being a reference to Ray Bradbury, a problematic man in his own right, but is responsible for writing literature that brought us It Came From Outer Space, Fahrenheit 451, and Something Wicked, This Way Comes. And guess what? No one is around to handle it. The Avengers were off-world dealing with the Star Brand shenanigans at the time, and the Fantastic Four were also elsewhere in the cosmos at the time dealing with shenanigans in their own series. The Champions and the Agents of Atlas are too far away with no way to get to the site of the destruction, and surprise, surprise, the X-Men are quotey fingers busy. This was timed and specifically set to happen during broad daylight when the Immortal Hulk is untested, and it's an obvious trap. So Hulk has to go, and no sooner than he arrives, he gets eaten by Lovecraft. Dario knows this didn't kill him, but he's excited nonetheless because now that the Hulk is where he wants him, he wants to consume the Hulk himself, who, speaking of, is fighting for his life inside the belly of the beast against an onslaught of creepy crawlies straight out of the Peter Jackson King Kong remake. And while Hulk deals with that, it's up to Jackie and her boss to get away from Harryhausen, who's crashing her place of work, destroying everything around them, only for Rick Jones to come along and blast through one of its 3 heads. Not only is Rick on site, but so too are Doc Samson, Red Harpy, and Gamma Flight. They're able to take down some of the monsters, namely O'Brien, but it's not enough. Just as Hulk comes bursting out of the belly of Lovecraft, O'Brien is being eaten through by the same parasites Hulk faced inside Lovecraft. Killing these monsters isn't enough. What's inside them is equally as dangerous, and they're running roughshod across Phoenix, killing anything they come across. Worse yet, though Dario sent the monsters, it's going to look like Hulk's fault because his emergence from the monster Lovecraft unleashed them. And Gamma Flight's involvement with killing some of these monsters unleashed more of these parasites as well. And better yet, Dario has files on everyone, and he's prepared to leak it all now that the players have been named. Even something about Dr. McGowan that seems of particular interest to Dario, something that would discredit her at best and publicly shame her at worst. But that's not the final card Dario had to play. That was just the little joker. His big joker just arrived in the nick of time to, quotey fingers, save humanity from the monsters Roxxon unleashed and Hulk and his friends made worse. Zenmu. Now you're probably sitting here wondering, who the f is Zenmu? Who is this guy? Whose mans is this? Well, to let you know, he's an intergalactic criminal who's been hiding out on Earth since his first appearance in Journey into Mystery number 62 in 1960. He's a powerful 11-foot tall being capable of strength that can rival the Hulk's. And if that weren't scary enough, he's a powerful telepath and telekinetic capable of mass hypnosis, making people believe and see whatever he wants. Just the type of player Dario wants on his team, and something that will give Banner and the Hulk fits for the next 5 issues to come. Now, with this, there's a lot of really good stuff here. I love the commentary in this 5-issue arc. Everything is great here. I love what Bruce is trying to do. The fact that Bruce and the Immortal One have kind of become more one. They've become more connected, and therefore it's allowing them to, I guess, kind of become closer to that Professor Hulk dynamic, but still keeping them separate entities and allowing them both to be powerful in their own right. Bruce is no longer treating his other Hulk personas as a burden. He's treating them as equals. He's allowing them to be a part of his new shadow base. Not only that, I love the fact that he's trying to work with other people. We see that he's trying to recruit Amadeus Cho. He's keeping close ties with Namor. And the Avengers seem to be trying, at the very least, to stay well and clear of him. The political commentary here is something that I thought was really amazing, considering the fact that, Al Ewing basically turned Bruce Banner for better or worse, into a kind of like a Bernie Sanders-esque type of personality. He's turned him into this type of entity as someone who is trying to fix the world, albeit, are they doing it in the right or wrong way is up for you to decide. It's not like an exact one-to-one representation, but the idea that the Hulk is resonating with younger people, the people that are going to be inheriting this world that is already corrupt, and has this just very antagonistic government structure that is not for its people. I just think it's very interesting that Al Ewing was able to take this and kind of twist it and flip it on its head, even taking a character like Dario Agger and turning him into, I guess would be the epitome of the 1% and the type of people you don't want running for president. I also like some of the other stuff in here. They're still kind of playing on that, dynamic between Bruce Banner and Betsy, where she still refuses to be around him in her human form, but only in her red harpy form. That is still a thing that's going on. There's still stuff going on with Jackie McGee. There's a lot of really cool stuff here, and the fact that they brought a character from the 1960s who really hasn't been around very much up to this point, I thought it was very interesting that they brought this character Zenmu back, and he's a thing again, and he is giving the Immortal Hulk fits in the current running issues of the Immortal Hulk. I'm just going to say it right now. But anyways, I'm here for it. I love what's going on here, and I love what Al Ewing is doing. This story is ridiculously well timed with everything going on currently with our political structure here in America, and honestly, I think it couldn't have come at a better time. Now, before we get out of here, are you thinking about checking out this comic? Because if you are, check down in the description or in the pinned comment below, and I'll have an Amazon affiliate link where if you click that link, you'll be able to purchase this book from Amazon.com at no extra cost and support this channel at the same time. But anyways, let me know what you think about Immortal Hulk Volume 6, We Believe in Bruce Banner. Sound off in the comments. So hey, you made it to the end of the video. Awesome for you. If you enjoyed this video, and if you made it this far, I don't see how you didn't, do me a favor. Hulk smash that like button. And if you want to see more awesome videos like this one, make sure you click subscribe so you can become one of Earth's mightiest subscribers, and tap that bell so you know when I post up. Also, feel free to go check out my Patreon, where if you chuck in a buck, you can get early access to most of my videos up to a week early. And if you have time, make sure you swing by nerd901.com, where you can find more of my content as well as other amazing stuff. Anyways, until next time, I love you 3000 plus Ultra!